All right, people. I didn't even want to wait till I finished eating before I started this goddamn video because this is fucking ridiculous. Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. Biggest fraud ever. Biggest fraud ever. I made my reaction video to that fight already, and I am now validated. Not that this is some brand new revelation that just came to light. I'm pretty sure majority of the people watching this fight came to this same goddamn conclusion without knowing any other details of this shit. So, long story short, because I only saw a little video of this, but somebody that went through the contract of this goddamn video, of that fight, just said that, okay, the fight had to be at least 3 rounds long. You know what I'm saying? If the fight didn't go at least 3 rounds, Mike Tyson would only get small portion of the purse, a fraction of it. Was his his exact words. He would only get a fraction of the purse. And he would get the full purse once he got past 7 rounds. Okay. So on top of that, Mike Tyson was not allowed to fight. He could not do certain things in the ring. He couldn't throw uppercuts and shit like that, which negates his fighting style. Which is why he just stood there like this the whole goddamn, because he couldn't do nothing. Mike Tyson is not a cross and jab motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't allowed to do anything that made him Mike Tyson. So there's that. And this was meant to be a spectacle. You know what I'm saying? People paid their hard-earned money to go and see a fight that was presented to be genuine, and it fucking wasn't. You know what I'm saying? If it's gonna be a goddamn handicap match, let us the fuck know, because that's basically what this was. It was a handicap match. And on the flip side, if you watch that goddamn fight, Jake Paul wasn't doing much of nothing on his own. Just a bunch of fucking jabs and shit. He wasn't really hitting Mike. Like if he was gonna try to, like if he was trying to put somebody down or something like that. It was shit on both sides. Now the fight, it went 3 rounds, and the fight, went to 7 rounds. Mike got his purse. He didn't throw no uppercuts and no shit like that, so he couldn't do his little doop, dodge and dip and duck and get up inside of you and shit like that, which, I don't know how much the commentators and shit knew about what was going on in the fight. I really don't. Because if you listen to the commentating and shit like that with Roy Jones and shit, and I'm just like, he's talking about Mike is tired, he's out there, he looks old and blah 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 and all this other shit, and I'm like, I don't see it. Mike, if you watch the fight, it's like Mike can't be tired. After 3 rounds, he can't be tired. After 6 rounds, he can't be tired. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the fight, he can't be tired. You know why? Because he didn't do anything. The dude just basically came out and did this for 2 minutes. Tired of, from what? You know what I'm saying? For him to be tired to be doing the shit that he's doing, he would have to be in the condition I'm in right now, which is not fucking good. You know what I'm saying? He's not tired. He's not throwing hardly any punches. He's only doing this shit right here, and Jake Paul ain't really hitting him worth nothing. So, the commentator itself is bullshit. They was probably out there they probably let them know, okay, the commentators, the people, because they get their little money, you get out there and push this narrative. You know what I'm saying? During the fight, which is fucking false. Anybody that's I'm not even a boxing fan. I don't watch fucking boxing. The only boxing I watch was way back in the day when motherfuckers had personality. You know, I'm talking about Hearns and Sugar Ray and Hagler, and you know, you got Tyson, and then once like Tyson and Lennox Lewis and them motherfuckers was out of there. I don't fuck. And that was a long ass goddamn time ago. After that, I just lost it. I wasn't interested in the Klitschko brothers and shit like that. You know? But even then, you just like, this was not a fucking boxing match. This was an exhibition fight, which teeters on fraud. You know what I'm saying? It does. It teeters on fraud because this was not promoted as a handicap match. And that's exactly what the fuck it was. You know what I'm saying? And coming from the fucking Jake Paul camp where you gotta fight a motherfucker. You know, you listen at the beginning of the map, they give all these long ass fucking 30 seconds of fucking accolades from this motherfucker. You can't have all those accolades and you fucking 10-1. You know what I'm saying? You can't have all those accolades and you only fought goddamn 11 fights. You can't. I'm sorry. Half of the accolades ain't have nothing to do with boxing. Philanthropists and blah, 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 and YouTube this and blah, blah. Who gives a goddamn fuck about that? We here to watch a goddamn boxing match. Then you got the promoters mentioning the fact that his fucking trunks and his outfit and his gloves cost over $1 million. That's not, you know, for most people, that is goddamn turn off. You know what I'm saying? That is goddamn turn off. First of all, don't nobody give a fuck. But for you to mention that shit, you know how people are these days. They were like, you know, you kind of lose cool points for trying to, you know, brag on your drip like that. Yeah, you know, a lot of people just like, okay, now we like you even less, which is probably something he want, but he's not gonna be able to. He's not going for in boxing. He's making his money. You know what I'm saying? Because Mike made $20 million in his fight. $20 million. So at 58 years old, Mike got an opportunity for a $20 million fight. I don't blame Mike for shit. I don't blame Mike for shit. Now they might come on. Now that I heard that, you know, both of these guys plan on moving forward with boxing. And I'm like, Mike plan on keeping boxing. Now, if that's true, you would notice this. If Mike have another goddamn fight with a regular goddamn boxer, you are going to see the difference. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see the difference. And then I saw another article with some bullshit. I read it, and I'm thinking that, okay, they saw what I saw, and it's going to be some shit. And it was like the Texas Boxing Commission temporarily suspended Mike and Paul. And I'm just like, oh, shit. They done probably caught wind of this, some shit that went on in this boxing match that wasn't supposed to. And I read the article, and it said something about, it just said it's like a temporary suspension to make sure that they don't box for the next structured period of time, to make sure that they are rested. So it's like a certain amount of days for each round that they fought, that they have to sit out and rest before they get back in any other boxing. And I'm like, this is the biggest, this article is more fraud than the goddamn fight itself. Tired to make sure that they're arrested from what? Neither one of them did shit. If you watched all those fights, the 3 undercards and then the main event, the 3 undercards, all them motherfuckers' faces was beaten, swollen, and all kind of bullshit from the fight. You know what I'm saying? The woman had a big gash on her fucking head and all kind of shit. The dudes' faces were all fucked up. And then you get to the card, and these motherfuckers look like they did at the beginning of the fucking fight. Get the fuck out of here, dude. Rested for what? What? I don't know what that article was about. When I seen suspension, I was like, okay, they done got caught in some bullshit. No, nah. It was, the article is bullshit. Unsweetened tea. This is horrible. So, yeah, I don't fault Mike. If Mike fight after this, you will see. You will see. You know, you put Mike out there without any goddamn restraints, you know what I'm saying, and having to make sure that the fight go the distance to get his goddamn payday, then that's why, I think that's one of the main reasons why they had, you know, when they go into people's corner, they was always in the Jake Paul corner in between the rounds. There wasn't no use of going into Mike's corner. What the fuck they finna tell him? You know what I'm saying? Ain't shit they could tell him. He wasn't supposed to win the fight to start with, and I'm pretty sure the whole camp knew that. Everybody know that on the, you know, on the inside, everybody know. You know. So it is what it is, man. But I'm like this. I'm gonna tell you this shit right here. If you're a Jake Paul fan and you support any of this shit, any of his antics, even going back to YouTube, if anything fucked up happened to you in life, you a fucking moron and you deserve it. You do. Any unfortunate shit that you got going on in life, you deserve it if you support Jake Paul and anything he fucking does. Unless you just happen to be working for Jake Paul and on the inside of that shit and you pulling a goddamn check from that shit your goddamn self. Other than that, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have no input into this shit. This was a goddamn free show for me on fucking Netflix. But I am fully aware that there are people that paid for this shit that have no idea that this shit is going on and shouldn't be a fucking surprise just based on Jake Paul being himself. You know what I'm saying? Just based on that alone, you shouldn't be goddamn surprised. And I don't see how that shit is entertaining at all. I don't find him entertaining at all. You know what I'm saying? I see why motherfuckers was challenging him in his YouTube days. I see why. You know, you get other YouTubers and stuff like that, and they want to beat his ass because he's stupid, not realizing that this dude is like actually a fucking real athlete. I can't take that away from him. Is he a legit boxer? No, but is he a real athlete? Oh hell yes, yes. You know what I'm saying? And all the motherfuckers challenge him to all these YouTube boxing matches and get their ass whooped. That shit is funny. You didn't do your research and figured out that him and his brother were actual athletes. You don't want to be really fucking with them like that when you just a regular ass dude. Yeah, that shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I can give him some legitimacy on that. But the fact that, okay, he put in some time training for boxing and then he fight a bunch of goddamn nobodies. You know what I'm saying? Build up, I can't even say build up his record, because even when I run across boxing, all the people they talking about up and coming and all this other stuff have 20, 25 goddamn fights under their goddamn belt. This motherfucker got 11. You know, he got 11. He's an entertainer more than anything, but that entertaining badge doesn't equate to inside the goddamn boxing ring. At least for us, I have not watched none of his boxing matches. The only thing you see is them shitty ass highlights he has on, you know, whatever the little clips they show. I don't. Fraud. Now I hope Mike keep fighting. If that's what he want to do. I mean, you just got $20 million. I'm just, but it might be a thing where he might want to fight. That's probably why he didn't look all that enthusiastic before the goddamn fight. You know, it's probably why. Sorry, I'm eating, but I'm hungry. Shit. I worked out the other day, yesterday, so my appetite is up. That's why. And like I said, even though that, and Mike keep fighting, I'm like, okay, that's cool. That'll be some shit that I watch. This goes well beyond fucking George Foreman. You know what I'm saying? Fighting in his 40s and shit like that. This is well beyond that. If he can come back and fight and actually be successful in fighting, I kind of hope he does it, for the simple fact that he got to get this shit in the background. You know what I'm saying? You get your paycheck and you ride off into the sunset on a fixed fight. You know, yeah, I would think Mike have a little bit more integrity than that, but you know, Mike is Mike. But like I say, Mike ain't the same person as he was way back in the goddamn day. He go out with some good favor. Moving forward. He go out and he fight, he wins some fights and blah, blah, blah. Then he decide to check out. Okay. Jake Paul, on the other hand, yeah, keep fighting. You keep fighting. At some point, you going to run in across somebody that's legit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to be able to sit and fight nobodies for the rest of your goddamn career. You're not going to win nothing. You ain't going to have no belts. You know what I'm saying? He ain't nowhere close to being in contention for any goddamn title shots or anything. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the movies. You ain't getting no title shot at your goddamn first, second fight. There's no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't gonna never get there, because he gonna have to fight some legit people to get up there. And yeah, them ain't gonna be no fixed fights. And he already got a target on his back for who he is. And any legit boxer that been out there is gonna look to put him in his goddamn place. Now, if I catch wind of that shit, that's something I want to see. But I wouldn't know who's legit and who's good and who's not, because I don't follow boxing like that. Let him find somebody, and they'll be like, okay, so I'll be like, oh yeah, that motherfucker. Oh man, I don't know, man. I'm like, he going up against somebody for real, then ain't no stipulations on how you got to fight in the goddamn inbox in the contract. So, yeah, you about to really get your ass whooped, fighting against somebody with any kind of contending aspirations, not aspirations, but standing. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's actually up there, and they, you know, a few fights away from fighting for any of those 5 million goddamn championship belts or whatever they got. So, yeah, I'm hoping that happens. That shit come along, I might, you know what I'm saying? I might. Well, I won't watch shit, because if it ain't showing for free some goddamn well, I'm not gonna fucking watch it with his goddamn name on it. I'm not paying to watch no goddamn boxing match anyway. But I had HBO back in the day, so you know you get to see shit. But nowadays, I'm not doing a pay-per-view to watch no goddamn boxing match. Shit, I don't enjoy boxing like that. But this is a rare time, which is quite rare, to tell you the truth, that I get to watch a boxing match that includes somebody from way back in the day when I actually watched boxing. And if you think about that goddamn gap in time, that shit just not supposed to happen. Mike's supposed to be sitting up there doing the commentary on these goddamn matches, not in them. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm just like, oh, you know, it's you get to recognize once in a lifetime events, and that's what this was. Hopefully, this shit don't need to happen again. It's a once in a lifetime event. You get to see it. Okay, this shit don't need to happen no goddamn more. It don't. It probably won't. It ain't no other boxers that he can pluck out. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I don't know what the fuck George Foreman is doing, but I'm pretty sure if you throw George Foreman ass, old fat ass, I'm calling him old fat ass, but you know, you throw his ass in the goddamn ring with Jake Paul. You give him a couple of months to get his win right, throw him in the ring, and don't give him no stipulations. Oh man. You know? Old skill don't go away. You always know what you need to goddamn do. You know what I'm saying? You might not can do it as well, but you always know what you need to do. And he would fuck that boy up. I'm just saying. George ain't for to fight nobody, but still, I'm just saying. You throw 20 million in his face, he just might. Hell, you throw 20 million in my face, I'll fight him. And I promise you, I'm going down in the first goddamn round. It won't even be willingly. It won't even be willingly. I can't even act like I'm going to act like go out there and fight somebody. I ain't no boxer. I don't even know how to punch nobody. I'm more of a twist some shit kind of person. I ain't punching shit. Look at the little skinny ass arms I got. Get style. Oh man, my arms hurt. I worked out yesterday and my arms are sore. I did a bunch of tricep work yesterday and I just felt that. Oh my goodness. All right, that's all I gotta say about that. I'm finna go and finish watching this goddamn Chiefs and Bills game and then enjoy the rest of my goddamn Sunday evening. Y'all have a good one and stay the fuck away from anything that's involving Jake Paul.